I am so sorry. There is definitely a reason that I didn't put up a video last week for TARDIStacular, and that is because I watch Doctor Who on BBC America this season, because I have it when I come home. And they told me that there wasn't going to be an episode for 2 weeks, so I was like, oh, I'm really busy this week, I can put it off till next week, I don't have to review the episode. And then I realized that that was just in America because probably because Memorial Day weekend. So sorry, guys. But that's fine because this is a two-parter, so I can just kind of review both parts at once. And also, I didn't really have too many notes about last week's episode, The Rebel Flesh, because I didn't really like it that much. But I'm just gonna get into it and explain why and everything like that, so here we go. On The Rebel Flesh, first of all, can I just say that the flesh, it looks like a mix between the cat people from Doctor Who and Who's, like Dr. Seuss Whoville Who's. I just I couldn't get those two like converged images out of my mind, which is a little unfortunate. I thought I was gonna die. Welcome to my world. Hilarious. I'm glad they're finally acknowledging the fact that Rory dies always. The animation of the stretchingness, it was really lame in both episodes. I was not a fan. I think that sometimes Doctor Who tries to get a little out of its depth with animation, or not so much animation, just with, I mean, they have a smaller budget than I think they realize. I don't know. I just sometimes think that they try for things that just don't end up looking cool or good. My favorite bit of this episode, though, because I lead a Rory appreciation life, was the fact that Rory was really relating to the Flesh in that he was, you know, a Roman centurion. He was not Rory. He was, you know, the nesting duplicate, and I think that that was a really interesting twist to have him relating to this Flesh in a way that no one else could really understand because he'd been there before. He'd been where he was not him, but he was him, and I thought that was really interesting and really awesome. Definitely, I just really appreciate any reflection on those 2,000 years and everything. I just really appreciate that because I don't think it was ever fully explained enough. I would have liked more on that. This episode said hell a lot. I don't know. I guess I never realized that they say that much in Doctor Who, but I feel like The Rebel Flesh said hell a lot. That was pretty badass. You poured your personalities, emotion, traits, memories, secrets, everything. You gave them your lives. Human lives are amazing. Are you surprised that they walked off with them? I loved that quotation by the Doctor. I thought that was really beautiful. And yeah, overall I was not a huge fan of the Rebel Flesh episode. I think by itself it was just kind of, it didn't have the pacing I would have liked. I didn't feel the urgency. I didn't feel the, I don't know, I wasn't feeling the episode. After the Almost People, though, I think I definitely like the two-parter more. As a whole, I don't appreciate The Rebel Flesh as much by itself, but as a whole, I quite like it. I, again, really like that Rory was relating. I liked the second Doctor. I liked the moments that they had together. I really liked the moment where, when the Doctor, the Flesh Doctor is kind of going through all the personalities of old Doctors, as well as the whole moment with Amy and the Flesh Doctor, where he's hurting her and she doesn't trust him, and just how he uses that on her later in the episode. I thought the trusting between the Flesh, it was so important, especially because of what happens at the end, and it was just really interesting to me. Words kind of failed me at the end of this episode. Wow. I mean, I knew that they were going to bring up the pregnancy thing soon, but I didn't know it would be so soon, and wow. I really love the moment of such trust that Rory had in the Doctor when he lets go of Amy. And, I mean, before, a year ago, Rory would have never stepped aside and let the Doctor do anything to Amy, even if, you know, he thought it might be someone different. If he thought it would be a Flesh. A Flesh would be Flesh. I thought that moment of trust was really good, and how I think Karen was amazing with her fear and her trepidation. What is going on? I'm right here. And yeah, it was so sad and so brilliantly done. I thought that last scene was acted really well by all three of them. I'm so excited, but also just really nervous about the finale. I don't want it to end. It'll be kind of interesting. I'm moving to London for the year, so I'll get to actually watch some Doctor Who when I'm there. Pretty much the entire time I'm there, because they'll have the fall season, then again the spring season, so that'll be really awesome. See you guys this weekend, and yeah, Alonzi.